Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Darla Lucian of Darla Lucian Studios, and today we're going to do a I can't even remember what I'm doing. And today we're going to continue working on our gratitude junk journal, the altered book, part 6. So we've been working on this for a little while, but before we get going here, I just want to remind you to remember to like, subscribe. Where's my little cards? Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Definitely comment. Are you working on altered book along with me? I'd sure be interested to know if you are and what your theme is. And also share. Sharing is caring, remember? All right, let's get going today. So for today's part 6, what I want to do is I want to kind of finish up a little bit of the bits and pieces that we have left. So one is the Ex Libris page, which is this book belongs to. So we're gonna, I'm just gonna erase that now. This is the page that I had set aside for the Ex Libris. All right. So I've actually already pre-chosen the things that I was wanting in here. So to make it kind of quicker today, and then we're gonna get working on the cover. I'm going to see if I can get some inside pockets too, so maybe we'll do that first. That will be a little bit more thinking. Alright, so I actually was thinking about doing something like that. And then, maybe even a little lower. Where's that thunderhead? Is right there. I could go to there even. That's probably better. Alright, so we're going to just glue this down with our glue stick today. Alright. So let's start with the base and just get that in, and then we'll just start layering things up. How are you guys doing today? Are you guys working on a junk journal? Are you working on an altered book junk journal? So many different kinds of junk journals. It's hard to choose, I think, sometimes. Alright. Are we straight? I was trying to watch this edge here. Not quite. Let's try that one more time. It's not as noticeable in the spine as it is at the edge of the book, I found. So I always try to just kind of look alongside there. Alright. Next we have our yellow bit. And this is just construction paper that's torn. This was scrapbooking paper that we've been using kind of throughout. And I thought it really fit the color themes of the book. Just kind of center that a little bit, give it a little finger press, and then this was some kind of, I think it was actually a writing tablet from a hotel, and it's just this really cool kind of crinkly, it's almost like rice paper in a sense. It's a really interesting texture in it, but it's also kind of almost like a woven look. Maybe it's linen. Seems a little fancy for the Travelodges, I think, where it was, but anyway, oh, it doesn't want to stay down. See, it's a little bit shiny. So glue stick isn't cutting it. So we're going to switch to tacky glue here. Well, it's not really in the right spot either. So we'll leave the glue stick on there. We'll just, hypothetically, we'll add some tacky glue. Oh, there we go. Wasn't wanting to come out. I had it upside down and everything. I always store my tacky glue upside down. Well, now I am tacky. Ho ho ho, it's so sticky. Alright, let's see, something like that, so we have a little bit of yellow all the way around. Alright, perfect. Alright, so that one is done. Quick. Alright, so this next bit, because I haven't actually thought through exactly what I wanted here, it might take a little minute. So, I was thinking about putting a pocket here. Now, do I want to do like a half-page pocket, which would be kind of like this, or do I want an angled pocket like that? Let's do an angled one. And let's see, we've got kind of oranges and stuff here. Is that too much? Yeah, I think that might be okay. And let's make a gusseted pocket. I don't think I've shown you how to do a gusseted pocket yet. So let's check that out. So, first things first, we're going to make an angled pocket. So let's just fold this over. So, actually, I'll move this out of the way here. So, I'm going to line that up, fold that. This isn't the gusseted part. This is just to get the edge, the lip reinforced a little bit, because especially the front and the back pockets see a lot of action. And so we'll glue this part down. But to get gusseted, what it is literally you fold over all the edges. So I am going to use this. This is a little trick. I use my embossing tool. I don't know if you can see, but it's got a ball on this side, and this ball is just slightly smaller. And I use this cutting line here so I can measure. And then I just push in here, and it's going to give me a line right there. And I go along this side so I can square it here. So I'm going to have a nice straight line, and it makes folding so much more precise. You don't even have to think about it. I'm going to square up against this side here so that so I don't have to try squaring up the angled side. And so, I mean, you can get a scoreboard for sure, but then that's one more thing that you have to store, and I have got the tiniest little bit of space here. All right, so then we fold along all those scored parts. And if you notice, it's going to be bulky in these corners, right? But I'll show you a trick for that in just a sec. First, let's just fold it to get the paper going that way, to train the paper, they call it. They, whoever they are. All right, so then when we get to these corners where it's going to be a little bulkier, we're going to trim. So I look where it's scored here, and I look where it's scored here, and I just cut that triangle right off. Same here. So this is a little bit more odd of a triangle, but it still works. And then this corner here, I'm just going to do quite a bit off there, just basically right to where the tip's coming in. And you know what? I could probably also do this down a little. There we go. Now how's that? So I'm just making sure that we're not over where that's going to go. And then that one is over too. So let's just do this a little bit more. Just because this angle is sharper. So we want to make sure that we're not going to be seeing the bulky extra bits. All right, I think that's going to do it. Yeah. And yeah. All right, so we'll save this piece, but these ones can go goodbye. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down what's going to be our reinforced lip. So let's grab... Let's do tacky glue for this, because this is going to be seeing a lot of movement in and out. So there we go, a little tacky glue along the edge, and we're just sticking that down. And I'm just going to keep pushing it until there we got some action happening. All right, so now I'm going to fold up all of our corners here. Oh. No, I think I need to cut it right to the corner. I was counting my chickens before they're hatched. Oh, right to the point, but not past the point. All right, here we go. So is this going to help now? It's going to be a little bulky there, but that's okay. All right, there we go. So you want the corners to come in together like a mitered corner kind of thing. All right, so now when we go to glue it, we just want glue on this part here. We don't want to put glue on the inside. That's just to put this side down, but we're sliding things in to this one. This is going to be glued down to the page, so here we go. Put a little glue along. Come on. There we go. I must be getting to the bottom of this glue bottle because it is reluctant, I think is a good word to describe how it wants to let the glue out. Very reluctantly. All right. So let's bring our book back into view here. Dun, dun, dun. So I'm going to put it up a little. And I'm matching like where this ridge is just to help me line it up really well. There we go. All right. Well, I'm very happy with how that looks. That looks great. So I'll be able to tuck little bits in there, or my note from the bookmaker that I like to put, you know, at the front, although I did put it in this journaling card this time. Usually I put it in kind of the front tuck pocket so that it's very obvious. All right, so we've got this front one gluing down, but I think we can flip to the back. So then I also like having one at the back. This one had the library pocket on here. Do you remember that? And so it has all this goopy glue look on here, but I mean, not that I hate that. In fact, let's just pretend like it's on purpose. Let's add a little bit more inking to the situation so that it's like an all over kind of a look here. See, we meant to do that. Isn't that what we wanted? I love the characteristics of the older looking books. I think that's kind of fun. All right, so then I have this paper here, which we used a lot in different places, just little bits here and there, but I think this would be really good here. And again, I think we'll make a gusseted pocket, but this time we'll do a half-page vertical pocket. So how big do we want that? We only want it to be about like that big, but we need to remember that we're gusseting it. So that means we need to give it a little extra space there. And then, let's see, how much of this book do we want in there? Maybe like that, and then the gusset of 1/2 inch or so. All right. So let's handy dandy slice and dice. Oh, I forgot to change my blade, and boy, can you tell, hey? All right, where is my... Why do I not see it now? Oh, there it is. Pencil doesn't always show up so good. All right, so since we're going to do... Oh, and I forgot I want to do a reinforced lip too, but you know what? We can use a book page for that. Well, let's just do a little book page as a reinforced lip. Here we go. Some of that. Put a little... Oops. Let's get the glue right on there, hey? Don't you think? Wouldn't that be wise? Note to the wise. Okay, so I'm just reinforcing that edge. I could have just folded it over, but I had forgotten to give myself the extra space to do that. All right, so we're going to use this to do the embossing tool again and do that to make the gusseted edge. You know what? It's going to be easier if this is just out of here for a sec. All right. I'm sorry if I'm kind of off screen here for you. Oops. My fingers are too sticky. Oops. Let's not do that. Let's try to be exactly where we were. There we go. All right, so I can do this one over here. So you can kind of see. So you just line it up to the top, and then you just follow. I mean, you have to have a fairly steady hand, but once you get going, the natural groove kind of keeps you right in there, as long as you're holding your paper straight. All right, and then over here, let's do this again. Let's do this thing. So I am taking some of my book page into the gusset, which we might actually cut off a little. Where is the scissors? There we go. Hi, buddy. All right, so again, we're going to trim our corners, which is like just past the tip. And then this isn't going to be folded over, so I don't want to go, I want to go to the edge there. So same on this side. There we go. All right, scissors away. Scraps in the trash. All right, so let's fold up. Oh, definitely stiffer here with it. Book pages, that's probably a good thing. Come on now. It's supposed to be easier. You're making a liar of me. There we go. All right, tacky glue for the back one as well. I feel like I have to really manhandle this to get anything out. There we go. Okay. Oops, I got a little in there. Let's get that off because we don't want to have a glue spot inside our pocket. That would be unfortunate. Okay. Let's bring our book back. And you know what? I don't know that we're going to need much more of this guy right now. So I'm going to tuck him away too. Book. Book, book. There we go. All right. So I'm going to just line up again according to the edges here. I find that helps me to be really straight without having to measure. Well, doesn't that look great? Okay, that's done. All right, so all we have left to do on the inside is the mixed media pages, and I did not get a chance to play with it at all this weekend. This is Thanksgiving weekend in Canada, and I did work one day anyway because I had some commissions I was trying to get done. Spoiler alert, there's going to be some flip throughs for those commissions coming up as soon as I know that the gifts have been given. I don't want to be a spoiler for them. So how are we doing here? That one's good. So we're going to work on the cover a little bit because I actually, while I was working on those commissions, I got inspired for what to do for the cover here because I was watching videos while I was working. Do you do that? Do you watch videos while you work? So I actually pre-cut. So here's my plan. We're going to do this on the front with, I've already taken the backing off this napkin. I had used part of it in a different project. So napkins come 2 or 3 ply, so you have to take the white backings off. And then, so we're going to Mod Podge this, probably something like that actually. I'm digging the angles. And then I'm going to put a label on here, which we can work on in just a minute. And then this is going to be on the spine, this bit of fabric. So we kind of have to, it's kind of stiff. It's actually a curtain fabric, so it's kind of upholstery weight, so it's really nice, but it is heavy. All right, so I have my podgy here somewhere. There it is. First I'm actually going to rough this up just a little. So I just have a little bit of sandpaper. So I'm trying to just give the book some tooth, so when I go to glue that it's going to want to stick. It doesn't need to be, I mean, it's an older book, so it already has some wear, but I did notice it was a little bit shiny in some places. So we're just going to give it a quick, like that. Okay. Maybe I should be wearing a mask for this. I filed my nail. Crafter's fingers, honestly. Every time I go to the grocery store, they stare at me. When I go to pay, or wherever I go to pay, but the grocery store seems to be the only place I go to these days. Although I did get my hair done today, which was super fun, I have to say. She's very careful with her COVID protocols, so I feel very comfortable going to her. And isn't it nice to get a new haircut? Just makes you feel so good about life. All right, so that definitely has got more tooth to it. All right, so I'm going to start by gluing these down with tacky glue first. The front and the back are going to be the same, and then of course we're going to embellish the front. So here we go. I'm going to make sure the edges especially are right gluey. And then we'll fill in the middle afterward. I just really want to make sure that we got it right up to the edges because, of course, the cover sees the most, like the edges of the cover especially, see the most wear. And so we don't want to have the beautiful work, all the artistry all coming off. All right. Come on, my reluctant glue. Out, out, out. Seriously. My hand is so tired from squeezing. I feel like, you know, when preschoolers learn to write. Oh, my hand hurts. Okay, so this is going to be the back. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm lined up good. Lined up nicely this way. Tacky glue does give you like a couple of seconds to just make adjustments, which is awesome. All right. Wow, I really love how it matches so nicely with the book cover that's there. Because I did want to leave some of the old book cover. Because I picked it because it was this beautiful autumn color, and then what, go and cover it? That doesn't hardly make sense, does it? Oh, that looks really good. All right, so the back is literally done. Okay, front. Here we go with the tacky glue again. Come on, hand, you can do this. Oh, so I'm doing a lot of glue again at the edges, especially the corners. You know me, I'm rather safe than sorry when it comes to how much hold we got here. All right, other side. There. That's a good bead of glue. Good, it's starting to come out a little better, I think. Or just realizes that I'm not messing around today. Good grief. I'm gonna have to put my hand in traction after this video. Not quite. Not quite. Almost. Okay. All right, do you think that's good enough? Well, it's going to be for now. Dum, dum, dum. Trying to line up with this edge and the bottom edge. That should keep me pretty square because I made sure that when I cut it, it was square. Good. All right. You know what? I'm feeling the lumpy bumpies in the glue a little bit, so I'm just going to take my spreader here, my scraper, and just make sure that the glue is spread right throughout to the edge. There we go. Then it's just a little flatter. You can use like a credit card or, I mean, honestly, anything. I mean, even your fingers could work, but I like how it makes it a little more uniform. Yeah, that's better. All right, now I'm just a bunch of glue goobers here. That's typical. Okay. Now we're getting to the fun part. Okay, actually, so I was flipping through my swatches book, and I decided that I wanted this multi-retro, and then I realized that I didn't actually pull that one out. All right, so I am going to go grab that one. That's a stamp pad that has different kinds of fonts. I have all different kinds of fonts. I am in love with fonts, so I just gotta grab those a little closer to where we're at. So I have a strip of paper here because I wanted to put, which one is it? Multi-collage. No, that's not the one. I want multi-retro. Girls Upper. Oh, but I do want Girls Upper for a different project, so that can come out right now. Multi-retro. There we go. Okay. Yes, I have another project I want to do that one for. Okay, so I don't know if I've shown you how to do this, but let's just put the book off to the side for a sec. All right, so these particular kinds of stamps are kind of like a peel and stick, and you need to use a clear acrylic block for these. And I think my word that I wanted to use was grateful. Did I write grateful down somewhere? Thankful. Thankful? Grateful. I'm sure I said grateful somewhere. All right. So I know this sounds silly, but I always write out my word grateful because I want to find center, and I want to make sure that I have all the letters in the right order, because when you put them on the block, they actually go on backwards. And I always do a test stamp first to make sure that everything's lined up and it's spelt right. All for the same reason. That is, I am human and I make lots of mistakes. Okay. So another trick, because it's a clear acrylic block, is to put something that has a line underneath it. So I'm just going to use the edge of the strip to line up my alphabet so that it's somewhat straight, because that's kind of what I was hoping for this. All right, come off G. So we got a G. And I think what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to do this all in capitals. This does have lowers as well, but the lowers are so tiny I feel like they would disappear on the cover. So we're going to try an all caps one. How are we doing? I hope that's lined up. I guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we? A's are the trickiest ones to line up, I find, because they don't have a top to line up really easily. But because it's by the T, that might help a little, actually. They feel in each other's gaps a bit. All right. Oh, I don't feel like that's perfectly even. We might have to let go of the idea that we need to be even. Great. Great. Now we need to be full of gratitude. This is a really fun, so that's definitely lower, I can tell. You know what, I think the E is lower too. Let's put that back up. I think everything else is reasonably good, but that E was not good. There. These are very sticky. I don't think I've used them very many times yet. Okay, so another way to see it is all across the top, because we have ones that have wide at the top, T, E, F. Very helpful in seeing if they're really lined up. Okay, now I need a U. Oh, this one's going to be tricky, because it's got two different endings at the top for height. Where is the bottom? And that's too close. Crap. Ah! This is very fiddly sometimes. But I might as well do it now before I put the L on. So I'm just going to come back otherwise. Sorry if my head's in the way a little bit. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I'm happy enough with that. If I touch it again, I'm just going to mess it up again, I think. Oh, there's the L. Grateful. Alright, so let's see what this ends up looking like. So I'm just going to use the brown for my test stamp. Well, it looks beautiful. Let's see. Oh, the U and the L are definitely off kilter. Well, that sucks. Okay, so that means that I gotta move those guys. Though I do like it in that brown, so I think I might actually do the brown as my color. Okay, I'm just trying to make it so that I don't have so much ink on my hands when I go to pull these guys off. Okay. So what it looked like was that they were tipped sideways. So what I'm trying to do is watch this line to make it parallel with that line. And to make this top even with that top there. I know this is probably looking a little weird from your view. Maybe you can't even see this because these are clear stamps. Alright. Yeah, that's moving a little. Let's try that. Okay. Let's try this again. Ink it up, baby. Oh yeah, see, I'm very helpful with that. Alright, happy, happy, happy. Alright, let's ink that up again. on here. Now I'm going to hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Oh, beautiful. That's great. Okay. So now I want to clean this off a little bit. So I'm just going to use my, this is supposedly sprays, but it doesn't spray anymore. So there we are. So let's put a few drips down. That was a little wet. Oh, afraid it wasn't. So this side's the wet side. You just kind of work them both ways, and you see it kind of builds up like a little soap almost, like soap bubbles. And then this is the dry side, and so you just go this way, kind of like every direction to get in all the corners, maybe even in the circles, and then it should be pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. But that's just the letters that are pretty good. So now I'm going to put them back in their little spots. Can you believe that they did this for making like books and newsprint? That they would set every letter? No wonder books were so expensive. It's a miracle anybody could afford them, hey? I mean, that's just crazy. Alright. So then that just goes away. I always put them away so that if on the off chance that the letters come off of there, that it stays at least with the font that it's supposed to be with. Alright, I'll put that over there for now. Alright, so you see that this still has a little bit on there, so then I just, once the letters are off, I give this a little rub too. And then we're good to go. See? Look at that. Beautiful. Alright. Get that out of the way. Alright, how are we doing with the gluing over here? Oh, yes. It's looking nice. Alright, so I'm just going to do a quick tear here around the edge. Just kind of make it a little more imperfect on the ends. I kind of like that, but then let's just distress the edges a bit too. It kind of matches since we've used the same ink to make the letters on here, so it should coordinate just nicely, right? All right. So I'm going to put this on, with a little glue stick, I think. Because this whole cover is going to get some podgy in a little minute. I'm not too worried about. All I need to do is hold this in place for now, kind of thing. All right. Grateful. Center that. Oh, that looks really good. Very happy with that. Okay. Let's podgy up. Let's see, what do we want to do here? I don't really want the edge because it's kind of got the little pin marks on it. So I'm just going to see about what would happen if we kind of do that. And then, oops. Well, not quite like that. That didn't work so good. I guess I'm going to grab my scissors. I'll cut this square out. How about that? Come on, don't you come. Alright, so we can save this little bit for another project. Alright, so what do we want to do here? Like that? Yeah, I really like how that looks. What if we went a little higher and we went right on top of that? You know, that might even be good too. Let's do that. Alright, podgy it is. Podgy time. Oh, good grief. Oh, clearly need to clean the lip of that a little better next time. Alright, now I have my brush. Woo! Such gluiness to it. Smell that so much from like a mile away. Alright, so we're gonna put on a generous amount of podgy here, because obviously I want this to stay. So we're putting this cover on first, like this on the cover first, and then we're going to put the spine on once we're happy with where the cover's at. So we're not going to get the spine cover on in this session, obviously, because this will need to dry, and then we need to reglaze over top to seal it in. And so I will do that off camera later once it's dry. I'm not going to have you guys waiting around for that part. All right. So I'm going right on the edge of the book here because we're going to glue right to there. Okay. Here we go. We're going to watch the bottom. I'm okay with a few little wrinkles, because I think that adds to the fun texture, but I do want to make sure that the edges are all down, so I'm just going to kind of do this a little bit here as well to make sure that everything is stuck. Okay. It's actually kind of like me reglazing it here on the outside, but I really will do another session where I do, like, or another time once this dries to do that. There we go. All right. Well, that is it for this video. I hope that you have really enjoyed coming along for the journey. So the only thing we have left to do is to reglaze the spine and then the mixed media pages. So that'll be our next video, I guess. Take care and have a beautiful day.